Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a reading. It's been a while, it's been a minute. My son's going to be coming back home. He gets dropped off. So if I pause the videos for that reason. So we're here to find out what is the gossip on you. And I know I did a pick a pile on Instagram about this topic, but my audience on Instagram is very different from my audience on YouTube, because some people found me on Instagram and some people found me on YouTube and they went to my Instagram, so it's really different. So the messages might be different. So that's why sometimes I tend to repeat it. But I'm gonna try my best to be concise and clear because I ramble on so much as a Gemini. So I just want to get to the point. So when you're ready, pile 1 is the cinnamon. Pile 2 is the black pepper. And pile 3 is the rainbow sprinkles. Okay, this may or may not resonate, but just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. It may not even be true, even if it is being talked about. So yeah, let's start. Okay, now I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling, so my hair is stiff. Okay, pile 1. Okay, 1 minute and 18 seconds, pile 1. You guys picked the cinnamon. So what is the gossip on you guys? What I'm getting here is with the cinnamon, I kind of relate it to success and growth, and sweetness. Like it's an asset to a team. It's someone who has high quality. You guys could be Capricorn. You guys could also be Leo, I heard. You guys could also be any earth sign, very grounded. People feel like you're going places and you're destined for success. You're destined for winning. It doesn't have to mean fame, fortune, but just well respected, well established. Okay, we have breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. We have 27, let go and let flow. 2 is a number of partnerships and 7 is a number of learning, and add them together you get 9, which is a number of endings. So something has to end in order for something to begin. So we have let go and let flow. We also have know. We also have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. We have karmic. We have ego. We have money. And we have King of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and we have this 10 of Wands. So right off the bat, I'm getting that people are talking about the fact that you're destined for success. You're someone who works hard, play hard. Even if you're feminine, you could be operating more in your masculine energy, but it's not coming off as unattractive. It's coming off as really respectable. Like people are looking at you like, damn, like pile 1 has got it going on. Pile 1, the hustle never stops. I wish I could be more like pile 1. So I feel like people respect you. People see you as very grounded with this King of Pentacles energy, very stable, very loyal, very focused. I feel like love options often want to be with you, but you don't give them the time of day because you're so focused on your abundance. Like even if people really like you and want to be with you, it's like they could be someone who's absolutely perfect for you, nice, amazing, loyal. But it's like, sorry, I don't want to be distracted. I have goals to reach. Okay, you could be using this as a, no coping mechanism, but like kind of like a, what's the word? How do they say, a trauma response. Like, you know, when you're hyper independent because you've been used to being disappointed, let down, you could be one of those people that do that, but people respect you regardless. I feel like, sorry guys, I'm on my period, so I'm just like eating out, but people see you as someone who you're working hard now with the 10 of Wands because you want to give yourself a great future. 10 of Cups. Whether this is true or not doesn't matter. People see you in this element where you're trying to build something for yourself. So you could be the type of pile that's like, I want the best spouse. And in order to have the best spouse, I have to do the inner work on myself and become the best version of myself so that I can attract the best spouse. You know, you guys do the shadow work. You guys put the work in. And I feel like some people like to stereotype, not stereotype, but they prejudge you. They feel like you're snooty, uppity. You don't really give people the time of day. And they have these preconceived notions about who you are on ideas about who you could be without actually getting to know you. But I realize once people get to know you, they start to see, and you reveal who you truly are. People see parts of you that they never really expected. Like, say for example, if you're someone who's in the workplace, you're quite quiet and you're quite focused, people may assume that you're shy because you're quiet, or you're just antisocial, or you just don't want to talk to anyone because you just feel like you're too good to talk to anyone there. And then when they get to know you, they realize, oh, you're just really focused, or you're just really introverted, or you just live a really like busy lifestyle. So it's like you don't have time to unwind. Or if you say no to outings at work, it's not because you don't want to socialize people, but it's like you're just really busy and then you feel drained and tired, so you don't have time afterwards. So once people get to know you in and out, they get to realize that some of the negative preconceived notions they had about you were not true. Even if someone talks about you in a way where, oh, Pal 1 is hard to get, Pal 1 is snobby, Pal 1 is like this, they get to know you and they realize you're actually down to earth. So some people may judge you and think that you think that you're better than people, but when they get to know you, they realize you're actually very humble, you're actually very down to earth. It's just you're very focused and you don't allow anyone to be in your element. It's kind of like, I'm not calling you guys autistic, but it's kind of like, like autistic people are known to be very blunt and honest, and they keep to themselves. If they don't have anything to say, they're not going to say anything, right? So people assume like some of them could be, oh, maybe they're just not socially aware to understand that they need to have a conversation, or maybe they're just, but it's just like they know, they just don't really care to have, small talk. It's like, if it's not of something of substance, why are we talking about it? Like, why do I want to talk about the fucking weather? When I can talk about something that is a bit more intellectually stimulating. I feel like that's what you guys are being seen as. People see you as someone who has really high boundaries. With the no card, it's like you're not afraid to say no. You guys could have grown up being people pleasers, and then something switched in your mind and you got a confidence boost and you're like, nah, like, if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to be forced to do it. You're very selective with your time and your energy and who you give your time and energy to. People also talk about how you bounce back from situations. This reminds me of Alice Love Exists. One of her readings, her collective readings, she mentioned people bouncing back quickly. This could be, you guys could watch her. You guys could be resonating with that, because let go and let flow. It's like all your relationships serve the purpose for learning or higher learning. And I feel like people see you in that light. They see you as someone who takes your L's, you learn from them, you transmute energy, and then you move forward. Like, you take endings like a champ. It doesn't mean you don't cry. It doesn't mean you don't feel sadness when things end. But it's like you don't really like fall apart, or at least not in front of people when things don't go your way. You kind of just let it go and let it flow. And you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And then you move forward. And that's a superpower, because you're in the minority. Not many people on this planet can do that, right? People do talk about you as someone who you can manifest things, because breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe, you're a powerful manifestator. And I don't think people talk about that like, oh, Power 1 manifests things easily. Like, I don't think everyone's spiritual like that, but people see you as someone who, when you're not a person who you're just all talk. When you say you're gonna do something, you fucking do it. Like, you have standards and goals, and you don't just, like, you act on it. You're like, I'm not just going to talk about it, I'm going to be about it. I'm about that life. Like, that's what you guys are like. So, I also get an energy of like, if people want to cross you, you're the type of person where you don't do this. You don't run your mouth. You're like, you gonna find out the hard fucking way. I'm not saying you guys are violent, but it's like, someone can take you there, but you guys are not violent. But it's just like, you're more of a doer than a sayer. And you could be someone where when you have plans or goals to do certain things, you don't feel the urge to let people know your plans. You just do it because you don't want anybody's negative energy or people's opinions crowding what you're doing. You'd rather just get it done and let the success and the results speak for itself. And people see that as cool. Like, you're secretive, you're low key, but like, it's for good reasons. People know that you're destined for a happy life, a happy love, a happy family. That's why you're putting the work in now. That's why I was getting Capricorn energy, because I was thinking of Saturn. And Saturn is like a karma kind of planet, if I'm wrong. I don't know if I'm mistaken, but it's like things are a slow build for a reason, so that you can attain the fruits of your labor much later. So it's like, work hard now and you'll be happy later on. Even that's like can even be applied to some of you guys are working out. It's like you're not really telling people you're on a diet or you're working out or you're trying to lose weight. You're just working out in silence, glowing up in silence, so that when you pop out, people are like, wow, Part 1 looks really different. So good energies. People only had the only negative things people had to say about you is that they think you think that you're better than everyone, like snooty, uppity. But that's them not knowing you. Once they get to know you, they realize you're actually really humble. You just don't like having your time wasted, because we do have the ego here. And I was hearing like, you walk like this because you can back it up. You talk like this because you can back it up. It's like you're someone who, you have a high level of self-esteem, or at least you're being viewed that way. And it's for a good reason. It's because you love yourself, you focus on yourself, you don't allow love to distract you, you know. But people see you as someone who's always temporary in their life, because we do have karmic. So it's like you teach people lessons, or you inspire a lot of people to have this hustle and drive mentality. Like you're that type of person where you're just like, you can either cry that you don't have a Lamborghini, or you can either cry that you don't have the life that you want, or you can work hard towards it. Stop crying. Kind of like, you guys could like be one of those podcast people. Like you guys could actually have your own podcast on like how to hustle, but I feel like you guys would rather wait to achieve the success before talking about how to get it. Because let's face it, people don't listen to people who are not successful. They only listen to people once they've made it. So it's like you would rather make it and then give some advice on how to get there. But you guys are all about your shmoney. You guys work hard. And I think you guys are just naturally independent. And people see this. They see you as someone who doesn't want to rely on anybody but yourself. And there's some sort of comfort that you find in that. It's like saying that I got everything by myself is an achievement within itself. Like, you're this type of power, man or woman, like you don't want to rely on anyone. Like you want to work hard for the bag and say you got it for yourself, so that you can enjoy things and give those things to your legacy to come if you don't have children, or even if you do have children, even if you don't want children. Like you just want to be able to make a name of yourself through your own sweat and blood. So people see you in that and they respect you. You have really high boundaries. You may come across as someone who doesn't really hang out with everybody, but you're kind and caring. But it's like, you don't have time to just waste. You know, you are setting goals and you're achieving them one step at a time, and people really admire and respect that. Yeah, people just see you as someone who's destined to go places. But that's all I'm getting. It was really short, very blunt. I'm gonna move on to pile 2. But yeah. All right, so 1247, pile 2. You guys chose the black pepper. Okay, so what's the gossip on you? What are people saying about you? Okay, people are saying you that you've changed. Okay, there's a part of you that has like you've become a bit more blunt and more straightforward with people. Okay, very just very straight to the point. Like I feel like you're this like you setting boundaries. Like you're not afraid to speak your mind. Maybe in the past a lot of people are so used to you being in this submissive era of like being told what to do, or you know, going along with things because it was expected of you. But I feel like you guys are raising your vibration, raising your self-esteem, and knowing what you deserve. And now people are seeing you as like you're not afraid to put people in their place. Like you're not afraid to speak your mind. Okay, we have weight of the world, boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. Yeah, you guys are just, you're no longer setting yourself on fire to please other people. We have number 17, take a breather. 1 is a number of beginnings, manifestations, open portals, opportunities. And then 7 is a number of learning. Okay, and add them together, you get 8, which is all about abundance, success, prosperity. So I feel like you've learned a lot from everything. You're starting a new, I feel like you don't know this, but you're good in the future, near future, you're going to be starting a new venture when it comes to career, because you've learned a lot. So maybe some of you could have been students, but you've learned a lot from your experience, and now you're breaking into the workforce, or you're just changing something to do with the way you think, what you've learned, you know. But yeah, we also have the situation will improve. You guys, you're my pal that has struggled a lot. Like you're my pal that has been through so much, and it's made you stronger. and it's made you wiser. It's made you more discerning and more frank with people. But it's almost like I'm getting a message hearing like you didn't deserve what you went through. I don't know specifically, but it's like you didn't deserve what you went through. So some of you have gone through really bad things and it's like you didn't deserve it. So maybe you may have gaslighted yourself into believing, did I deserve this? Why did this happen to me? But you're being told you didn't deserve it. There was a greater purpose behind it. Okay? That will mean whatever it's meant to mean for everyone. But we have deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. And we have 5 of Wands. And we have the Ace of Cups. And we have Twin Flame. We have jobs, finances. We have anger. Ooh, Pile 2. The gossip on you is that people are seeing you in this very assertive energy now. People are saying Pile 2's changed. Pile 2. Pile 2 now thinks that they're better than everyone. Not better than everyone, but like people think Pile 2 is getting too big for their boots. Pile 2 is being too like mean now. Like why is Pile 2 changing? You know, I'm hearing, I don't understand this. I'm changing, I can't stand this. Like people are seeing you as changing, but you're not changing for the worse. I'm getting that you're actually setting boundaries and you're no longer taking bullshit from people, because we have the weight of the world. Boundaries, it's not yours to carry. Maybe you're this type of person where, again, you used to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. You wanted to keep the peace, so you'd often bite your tongue and do what everybody else wanted. But I feel like you're coming out of this. You're like, it's too much. I can't stand the pressure. I can't stand everything else. Like, I just want... I'm getting a scene of... Kim Kardashian, where she goes, I just want everybody to get their shit together for once, so that I could just fucking lose it. Like, I'm getting that scene. It's like, you're sick and tired of having to keep a brave face on, a strong face, take everyone's demands. Like, you're just like, now, like, fuck it. Like, it's giving me stress. It's making me moody. And I don't care for it. It's like, I feel like this is just society or family or friends or whatever societal expectations of what people expect you to be like. You're like, I don't care anymore. It's like, yeah, you want me to be this way, but I don't care anymore. I'm dropping anything that is stressing me out, and I'm gonna relax. I don't need to be pressured or forced or boxed into being a certain way, acting a certain way, caring so much about what other people think, or catering to other people's feelings when no one is caring about my own feelings. And if no one's gonna care about my own feelings, I might as well care about my own feelings. That's the energy I'm getting, you know, because I feel like some of you are angry. Not angry currently, but it's like, when you reflect on the shit that you've gone through, this is a very specific pile. This is not resonating with your story. Choose another pile, because this is very specific. But with this anger card, I feel like you get so angry when there's so much injustice done to you. I mean, who no one's gonna be happy about injustice being done to them, but it's like sometimes you sit and reflect, like, why am I being treated this way, or why did this have to happen to me, or why is this? But not in a victim mentality way, but in a way where you're like, I'm sick of it. Like, well, I don't have to take this bullshit. I don't have to be treated this way, or I don't have to do this. So why the hell am I just going to sit and take it? Like, I'm done. Like, I feel like you guys are coming into a villain era. This era of like, I'm going to do what makes me happy now. Because for so long, I had to set myself on fire to keep everyone warm. And I'm done with that. I'm done. You know, that's the energy I'm getting. But I feel like if you're going through something particularly hard or challenging, or it's kind of made you feel a bit conflicted, losing sleep, you feel stressed, or you're losing some hair, whatever it may be, you're being told by your spirit guides that things will improve. I think people acknowledge that you've had your breaking point. Like, maybe you used to be seen as this nice people pleaser, very quiet, very meek, but then all of a sudden, like, you just had enough. You're just like, fuck this shit, you know? Like, I just want time to just rest. And like, it's like, I also get that you are putting people in their place now. Like, when people try you, you don't keep quiet anymore. It's just like, when someone tries you, you assert yourself. It doesn't mean you have to go shouting and you assert yourself in a ratchet way, but it's like, you actually stick up for yourself and you're like, no, I'm not okay with that. You're not going to disrespect me. Like, that's what not you're going to do. Like I feel like you guys, I can't even verbalize it, but it's just like, you're not taking bullshit anymore. You're coming off as very feisty. Like, people are feeling your wrath, you know? I'm not saying you guys are angry, but I'm just saying, like, whenever you guys would be angry, or whenever you've been in situations where you haven't been treated with fairness, it's like very triggering, right? I feel like you're trying to find yourself when it comes to work, trying to find a way to accumulate more income and find your way in the world. Some of you could be doing a job, but you don't really feel satisfied by it. It's like you're doing it, it pays the bills, but it's not where you're supposed to be. It's not where your heart is at. You know, it's not what you're destined to be. It's just something that is comfortable. Like it's something you've done for quite some time. But for others of you, it's like you're trying to find, the battery. You're trying to find employment. You're trying to find a good job. You're trying to find something. But what you don't realize is the universe, or God in this case, has a good plan for you. And people may not, like, if you have family who know about your situation, it's like people may feel like you're kind of lost in life, like you don't know where you're headed. But what you don't realize is you're headed towards where you're supposed to be. I feel like for a long time, some of you guys had to keep your cool because we have deception. So people see you as someone who very, like, you mask your feelings. You could have a poker face. You could be an Aquarius, or you could be someone who has Aquarius in their chart. You guys could be earth signs. You'll have it in your chart. You could also be Cancers. But what I'm getting here is you are so good at masking your emotions. You have such a poker face. Like if you're happy, people won't perceive you to be happy because your happiness looks like this. If you're sad, people can't tell that you're sad because your sadness looks like this. Like it's just very blank. So like for a long time you've had to mask that, and I think it makes people think that you don't have feelings. Like people start to dehumanize you because they're like, well, you don't really show much emotion, you're not really expressive, so I can't tell if what I'm doing is impacting you. You may have dealt with people who try to poke and try you at some point, and like for a long time you took the poke, and then you're like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm gonna assert myself. And maybe you asserted yourself with your words, or you asserted yourself by removing yourself from the situation. But either way, like it made you pissed, right? But then people couldn't tell that you even had much emotional impact by their own actions because you don't show. Maybe you guys had a fear of vulnerability. Maybe you feel like you don't feel comfortable to cry or to voice your anger or to voice something in a way that's like expressive because of upbringing. Maybe you were so used to just being told to just hide your cry or just hold in your emotions, so you became very stoic. Stoic is the word I'm looking for. You guys are seen as very stoic. People see you as a very stoic person. They can't really read your emotions. If you're depressed, people won't know it. If you're happy, people won't know it. This kind of reminds me of my best friend. And if you're watching Best Friend, hi best friend, because I love my best friend to pieces. She's my everything. But I've never actually seen her smile. And I've been best friends with her for 12 years. I've never seen her smile. Like ever. Yeah, like I know she's been happy, but I've never seen her smile, like as in like teeth and all, like I'm so happy. Like I've seen her laugh, but never smile. And I'm just realizing that now. So some of you guys could relate to this, where like you're so stoic, like you don't show much emotion, so people assume like things about you that are not true. They don't know if some people just think you're just there, like you're just a background character, you're just an NPC at times, because they don't know if you're sad or you're happy. So people don't know how to read you. So then you attract people who try you just to get a reaction. It's weird. Like I feel like you attract people who, not attract people as in love, but like workplaces and associates, like people who try to antagonize you just to get a reaction out of you, because you don't give them a reaction. And it pisses them off when you don't give them a reaction, believe it or not. You may feel like you're being annoyed or disrespected half the time. I feel like my son's coming. Yeah. You may feel like people don't get it, and it's just like, but why? Like, why don't people realize I have emotions? But then, I don't know, for some reason, people just, they can't read you and it pisses them off, you know? And yeah, but hold on one second. So as I was saying, sorry, my son came home. He's currently eating nuggets next to me. So if he's loud, bear with me. But yeah, I feel like you just had enough. So it's like you got tired of the games, but I feel like people just see you as in a way where they just can't read your emotions and it just pisses them off. Don't take too many. One at a time. One at a time. Yeah, my son is a Leo. Everything's about him. But yeah, so I feel like you guys could be the type that people just, they find really stoic. Can you put that back there? And eat one at a time. Sorry, my son does this thing where he just grabs everything as if he's scared like someone's going to take his stuff. When it's all for him, but he just needs to eat it one at a time. Or else I'm just going to move it here. Finish what you have. Sorry, I just don't like the greediness. But basically, yeah, so people think that, oh, you know, Pal 2 doesn't have feelings because I don't really see Pal 2 cry. Pal 2 doesn't really talk. You could be a really quiet type of people, right? It pisses people off for some reason. I feel like this society does not favor introverted people, but people see you in that way. But it kind of reminds me of like in Islam, well, according to history, there was this black man called Bilal and he converted to Islam. And back then he was a slave. And then his Arab master was like beating him, saying, yo, you're not allowed to have a religion, like at all. And then he kept saying one God in Arabic. It's like one God. And every time he said that, his master would just beat him. And he kept repeating it, one God, one God. And the master must have thought like, why is he not crying? I'm beating the hell out of him. I put a heavy stone on him. I'm crushing him. Why is he still saying one God? It's almost like he's not even in pain, but he is in pain, but it's like he doesn't want to show that. And I feel like people see you in that same way where you don't show your emotions. So yeah, it could be for that reason. But we also have the 5 of Wands and twin flame. So I feel like people may get wind of you being caught up in a connection, or some people assume that because you're beautiful, you know, you're pretty. Yeah. I just burped. Sorry about that. Because you're pretty, people assume that you must have lots of options or you must be in a relationship. Even if you're not, people just assume you're in a relationship because we have twin flame, okay? But I do feel that with this Ace of Cups, people feel like, yeah, you're in love. People get this vibe that you have someone because of how kind, sweet, caring you are, but yet private. You're just a very beautiful person inside and out. So people just assume that, yeah, I bet part 2's taken, you know? But at the same time, some people, if you are in a relationship, some people assume that you're having issues with your relationship because you may not post your person, or you may not, you may be a very pretty person, but you don't have a DP. So people just assume something's going on. Like, you know, people really be in your business. I feel like you may not be the type of pal that you assume people will stalk you. You may think, who's going to stalk me? Like, I'm not even one of those outgoing kind of people. Like, I'm not popular. Like, I just like to keep to myself. You'd be surprised. People do stalk you and trying to find out tea about your love life. And people assume you're taken because you're beautiful, but they may assume that there could be issues because you don't post them, or you don't push yourself. So you are a private person, but people just feel like, I feel like even family members, they may feel like you have a secret lover if you haven't disclosed to them that you are with someone. But if they know you're with someone, they may assume that there are issues going on between the both of you, but you're just not expressing it because they may take your, you know, stoicness to mean, okay, you know, I can't read what's going on, but then they don't seem that excited, so maybe something's going on. People just be praying, okay? I don't know what it is, but people just be praying, okay? But the good thing is people know that you're in this mood to like not be tried anymore. It's like, listen, I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't stalk your life, so please stay out of my life, respectfully. And I feel like that's the energy you're giving, and people are starting to take heed of it. But that was oddly specific, and I feel like it won't resonate with many people. So choose another pile if you felt like you don't feel like that's the tea. But I'm gonna move on to pile 3. Wow, I'm hearing, okay, so 446, I'm hearing, and the days feel like years when I'm alone. Like, what's that song called? It's like Avril Lavigne, When You're Gone. People are missing you, pile 3, because I just heard that randomly. I'm hearing, I know I let you down, but it's not like that now. This time I'll never let you go. I will be everything that you want me to be. I'm hearing all these love songs from Avril Lavigne, and I haven't even listened to her in years. These are old songs from her album. What's it called? I don't know what her album was called, but it was the one where, you know, the hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend. That album. Because I'm hearing all these love songs about missing someone or letting someone down and wanting to make it right. So I feel like the gospel news, people who do you wrong, they always regret it. They always want you back, you know? You guys chose the rainbows, okay? This is all about happiness, sprinkles, inner child. People see you and talk about you in a way where you're just doing things that make you happy. You're very fun-loving. You don't sit in negative energy for too long. You're just like, if you feel sad, you'd rather feel sad about it and then move forward quickly. Your bounce back game is strong, Power 3, and people are talking about it. You're very unique. When I think of rainbows, I think of a unicorn. So people see you as very different, very in touch with your inner child, very high vibrational, okay? We have, oh yeah, you guys also could be a trend starter. People are saying that you start trends, you try it and experiment with different looks. You're very artistic, you're very creative, okay? We have lost land, soul, memories, and gifts. You've done this before, okay? So people see you in this way where like they've known you before. They feel like you learn things quickly, okay? People think that you're someone who picks up on things very quickly and you learn from it very, like if you take up a new hobby or a new skill, you learn it very quickly. Like with me, this kind of makes me think of myself. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but so I'm just looking at the way my son is eating. It's not in the most pleasant way, I'm not gonna lie. I love you, but you can't be eating like that. He's like stuffing his face. Anyways, yeah, like for example, I go to dance classes, right? I do different types of dance, all dance styles. I've done Bollywood, I've done hip hop, I've done Kandyan dancing, which is Sri Lankan dancing. I've done Afrobeat. I've been trying to get into Brazilian dancing. Like I've done all sorts of dances, right? But it's like, I learn it so quickly, even if I'm not from the culture. So then when people are training me, they're like, how did you pick up on this choreo so quickly? How do you know that form so quickly? Like, how did you learn that so quickly? And I don't even know. I think I incarnated for many lifetimes doing similar things, you know? Or some of you could be really good at learning languages. Like you pick up on things very quickly. So I feel like people feel like you learn things very quickly. You seem also very familiar. Like there's something about your energy that gives off past life energy. Like you're a soulmate to everybody, okay? We have Dare to Be Happy. Yeah, no wonder that you guys picked the sprinkles. 26, 2 is a number of partnership, 6 is a number of balance, of reciprocity. I feel like you guys are just happy. Add them together, you get 8. You guys are abundant, and not even just abundance financially, but abundance as in happiness. You're just a really happy person. Like you guys could have gone through the worst of the worst of the fucking worst. Sorry, I'm with my son. I forget that I'm with him. Can you sit down, please?
Why?
Because I said so. Sorry, the way he talks, it may not be clear to you guys, but I get it. He's like, why? But he's like, why? But basically, you guys are just so happy. Like, no matter what, you could have gone through the worst of the worst of the worst, but you're just a happy person. You have people sending you evil eye. You're transmuting that into positive energy. No, you're not giving a fuck. You're blocking people that make you uncomfortable. It's not affecting you, okay? It's too like, unbothered, okay? We have abundance. I was just talking about abundance. And we have 2 + 6, which equals 8, which is abundance. You guys are just happy. So happy. With this chemistry, we have a strong magnetic attraction is here. You know, you guys are just high vibrational. Okay, you guys are so high vibrational. People are seeing you in this light. Like nothing can stop you. You want some fries? Yeah. Like you're just so high vibrational that no one can really dull your shine, and this pisses people off. I'm hearing I see you watching my stories. I see you gauging my lifestyle. I see you watching my movements. This bad bitch bad every day. Like, you guys are just like, you know people are watching. You know people are talking. You know people are obsessed with you. People even send you bad energy. You don't give a fuck. Because either way, you still thrive. You're just, no one can stop you. You know, you're just really like unbreakable. We have the Empress. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Two of Wands. We have Loyal in reverse. We have Maybe. And we have Sacral Chakra. If you fall for me, I'm not easy to please. I might tear you apart. Like, I feel like people assume you're going to break their heart. And it's not even on purpose, because you guys are being seen as very beautiful. People are talking about how you're very gorgeous. You're very loving, you're very abundant, you're very stable, you're very happy. Like, you guys just have this abundant energy. Like, it's not even about money. You could literally have 10 pounds or $10 to your fucking name. And I need to stop swearing. You could have nothing in your bank account, but you could just be the happiest person on earth. And yet you attract people and opportunities like that. You get people saying, oh, do you want to come out? You're like, nah, I don't have money. They're like, I'm gonna pay for you. Or, do you want to come out? And you're like, I don't know. And then suddenly your bank balance money just appears out of nowhere. Like, you guys are just very blessed. And people sense this energy. You're very magnetic. And it has people who are jealous in their fields. But respectfully, you don't care. Okay? You're very beautiful, very attractive. People just support you. You just have people who want to always support you. They don't even need a reason to support you. They just support you. Yeah, people see you as going places. You don't look back. The gossip on you is when people talk shit about you, you don't look back. When people leave your life, you don't look back. Or when you leave someone's life, you don't look back. You do whatever you want to do, and anyone who has a problem with it could go kick rocks. You move forward, not backwards. Okay, and people think that you have lots of choices. Could you sit down? People think that you have lots of choices in love because they feel like you're very high vibrational, you're very gorgeous to look at, you're very beautiful, you're the full package. So people just assume you won't be loyal to them. Even if it's not true, because we do have loyal in reverse. I feel like you guys are very loyal, but you're very selective with who you even give a chance to in relationships. You have high standards and you're not going to just settle for anyone. But at the same time, if somebody wants to take you out on a date, you're like, okay, take me out. I like free food. You know, but you don't really take it with that much seriousness if you don't see a future with them. So you have people thinking that you always have another option. But this is also in terms of life. Like, I feel like you guys are good at so many different things that you can generate income from literally anything. And people think you have options, you have financial freedom because of this. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. And it won't really faze anyone because you always have an option. You're always doing something new. You're always starting a new trend. If you start something and people copy you, you don't get pissed off for very long because you're like, okay, I'm going to start something new. And then people will copy that. Like, no matter what you do, there's always a solution. We have Maybe. So yeah, so you guys could get a reputation for being indecisive, which again, with the whole options thing, you may feel like, I don't know what I want. And you change aesthetics a lot. So you may be like, I want to be a bad bitch. And then you're like, actually, I want to be girly. No, actually, I want to be a tomboy. No, actually, I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, you're always changing it up. You know, or you're like, okay, this time I want to go for this type of person. Now, actually, I kind of like this type of person instead. Like, you could be Libras, you could be Geminis, you could be Taurus, any fire sign, but it's like, you just change your mind so much and you're always doing something different. Okay. But we have Sacral Chakra, which is all about creation, creativity, sexual energy. People find you very seductive. Unintentionally, you could even be the type of person that's very modest. You don't show much, but people just find you very sexual. You could have certain things in your chart that make you appear that way. And you're very creative. You're very abundant. People feel like you are their soulmate. They feel a magnetic attraction with you. So this is what they're talking about. They're like, you know, pile 3 be getting thick lately, or pile 3 be popping lately. Pile 3 is looking good lately. Like, people just feel like I have this tension with pile 3. People make up scenarios in their damn head about you, and you're like, huh? I wasn't getting that vibe, and I wasn't giving that vibe either. Like, you're so confused. You could be a really sweet, nice person, and then people take it as flirting, and you're like, I was just being nice. What the hell? So, like, it's giving Gemini, it's giving Libra, it's giving Leo. but you guys are very like abundant. People feel like you're destined for success. You're going places, and if you're not already there, people think you're going there. Some of you are already there, and people see that. But you're just doing what makes you happy. But everyone thinks you are their soulmate. That's what they're talking about. They're like, should I ask Pal 3 out? Is Pal 3 feeling me? But really, you just be in your own little zone, you know. I feel like with love, it's like you don't even know what you want with love. So you're not really focused on it. You're just focused on keeping yourself happy, going out, you know, enjoying the finer things in life and even the simple things in life. And people only have good things to say about you. The only thing that people are saying about you that's negative is the fact that they don't know that you're loyal, because they feel like you have so many options. So you could be someone who is a bit of a two-timer. You do have someone who is interested in you, who feels like you wouldn't give them the time of day. If you're with someone, people may assume that like you lose interest quickly. And you could be like, they feel like they're losing you. So they're trying to think of ways to like keep you, if that makes sense. But that's all I'm getting. It may or may not have resonated, but I hope it did. And yeah, take care. Bye.